I guess Polly could. That's not good enough for a court of law. Mr. Wright, exactly what's not good enough? Your Honor, this Polly is a parrot. A parrot? Don't be so hard on that girl, Keithy boy. Keith. So I'm happy. I had coffee and it should keep me awake. December 27th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Oh, hello, Grandpa Vampire. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Apparently the prosecution is also ready. Who's the judge here anyway? Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Very well. No opening statement, so... What? Not so fast, Judge. It's taking a meaningful pause before speaking. Right, of course. A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now. What? Why? Order! Order! Mr. Von Karma, what was the meaning of your statement just now? Why are you objecting him? Bah, must you question everything? It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I'll call my witness now. Right. I call my witness. My decisive witness to the stand. It's a mysterious boat shop owner. And he's asleep. Witness, state your profession. I am the proprietor of the restaurant The Wet Noodle in Cord Lake. And I also rent boats. The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct? Yup, I was. Please testify. Wait a second. I still haven't heard who this old guy is. Reason objection. Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet. Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. Bah! I have predicted the trial will end in 3 minutes. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate. Yeah, right. The witness will state his name. Well, I'm not really sure. Yeah. What do you mean? Your memory. Your Honor. Witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. There, go! He cannot recall his own name. He can't recall, you say? Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify. Very well. Let's hear his testimony then, shall we, witness? Shall we? Witness! Night of the murder. Oh, great, gonna deal with this guy. My coffee's hot. It was the night of the 24th. Just after midnight, yep. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats as usual. And I heard a bang, yep. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. And I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore, and a man walks by my window. Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination. What? There is nothing to question in my witness's testimony. There go, no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Judge, your verdict now! Yes! Mr. Wright? Cross-examine. What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness. Very well. You may begin. I made Grandpa Vampire angry. His prediction didn't come true. Excuse me? Mr. Von Karma? 3 minutes just passed. I see. Well then, let's just take our time. Let me cross-examine the witness. You look like I just staked him through the heart. I want to do it. The night of the murder. Just after midnight, you say? Yep. Just around then. Are you sure? Pretty sure of ya. When I talked to you yesterday, you were rather vague about the time. I'm surprised you seemed so sure about it today. I asked him and he remembered. Isn't that right? He just fell asleep. Don't glare at me like that. I remembered it clearly, I did. Yep. You see. Continue. Surprised about that? Is there anyone who can verify that? Oh, I guess Polly could. That's not good enough for a court of law. Mr. Wright, exactly what's not good enough? Your Honor, this Polly is a parrot. A parrot? Don't be so hard on that girl, Keithy boy. Keith, prosecution concedes that we cannot prove the witness was in the shop. Witness, please continue. Ah! And I heard a bang. Yup. And where did the bang seem to come from? Why do you keep falling asleep? Wake up! Someone give him coffee! From the lake, I figure. Are you certain? Yup. Good. Continue. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on a lake. Oh, dang it. Was there someone in the boat? It was pretty far out there. I couldn't see clearly. I figured there was 2 men out there. Yup. But you couldn't see them clearly? Yup. At the time, that is. At the time. So you heard 2 gunshots total? Yup. That's what Lotta said in her testimony yesterday. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and the old man walks through the window. By your window? Yep, by my window. Right outside the window of my little shack. And could you see the man's face? Well, the fog's pretty darn thick. He's right here in front of me. I saw him. This is rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony. I have a bad feeling about this. And was the defendant who's saying, I can't believe he's dead. Are you sure? Uh-oh. Dad! Dead certain, Keith. He said, I can't believe he's dead as he's walking by, too. Witness, are you sure that the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth? It was him! That Edgeworth boy! He just fell over. Is he okay? This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt. Von Karma. He lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Nick, I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us. Better act quick, or this trial is going to be over. There's the objection. Your Honor, we proved it in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun. Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun? The photograph showing a man firing with his left hand. Exactly. This is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. You are ignoring the truth of the matter. Everything in the witness's testimony is true. The judge is lost in thought. What should I do? Your Honor, this witness claims that Edgeworth said, "I can't believe he's dead." But his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie. Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently, you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say this testimony is a lie, show us proof.
Nick, do we have evidence?
So good. There's nothing I can do.
Are you sure?
To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore.
Please. Can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Nick needs you.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record. Enough! The witness may leave the stand. I think he's taken a nap. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. There's no room for misinterpretation of the facts. What? No! This court finds the defendant Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
No! Wait a second!
The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial in a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. The court is adjourned.
Wait!
Who yelled? Who was that just now?
Me!
Huh?
What? Who? Oh, Larry! Larry, why are you here? When did you come here? Larry!
What are you doing here? Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was there in the park the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. But today I remembered it. Remembered what? The gunshot! I heard it too! Order! The meaning is coffee. I'm drinking it. What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for adjournment. One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So you say you heard a gunshot? Yeah, I did. A gunshot that night. I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony, and I realized something you said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, can't just sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify. How come the judge doesn't recognize you, Larry? Order! Order! Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed. Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over.
Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this.
She's right. Only it wasn't Larry. He could make things even worse.
Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse.
You're right. Okay. Your Honor, if there is another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now. Waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned. Allow me to speak my opinion. In all my court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard. But what is this? I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now! Oh, thank you for finally taking control of the court and not being under the control of this stupid vampire! What? The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness. What did you... I thought you left before the gunshots. Court is adjourned. December 27th, 10:28 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 2. Whoa. That was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth. See, I've seen worse. Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there.
Larry was at the lake that night.
Yes. He said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew into the lake.
Oh, right! And he found the balloon in the air tank that night.
Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth? Huh? You say something right? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong? It's nothing.
Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you.
What's that?
Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon?
Why are they on the murder weapon? When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. I saw the pistol lying on the floor at the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really.
I see.
Right.
Yeah?
This might be our chance. Our chance? Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trials? Perfectly prepared witnesses. Perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right?
That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth.
Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15! Everything's on Larry now. December 27th, 10:35 a.m. District Court, Courtroom number 3. Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything that you saw on the night of December 24th. Right. Leave it to me. Please, Larry. Don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but your last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prepare his purpose witness. Just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. The night of the murder. That night, I was out in the boat on the lake. I was looking for something, and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental dock. And just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. It's an unusually vague testimony, even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor.
What's wrong, Nick?
It's Larry. No idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared.
Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick.
Night of the murder. Cross-examination. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? There were so many things wrong, I don't know where to begin. Well, okay, first of all, what time was it? Oh, it was definitely after 11 when I went out in the boat. By that time, everyone had gone home for the night. So I waited until the coast was clear, so to speak. And why were you out on a boat at such a late hour? I was looking for something and I found it. Looking for something? Yeah. Mr. Butt, what is it that you were looking for? What the witness was searching for is irrelevant. Most likely he was hunting for this Gordy. That's surprisingly close to the truth, in a sense. This is all irrelevant. Let's get it over with. So I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental shop. Around what time was that? Well, let's see. I figure it was out just searching for about an hour. I guess it was around 12, yeah. You're not sure? Hey, don't give me that face. I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay? People use watches these days, Larry. Where did the sound come from? Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about that. I looked around, you know? Did you look at the lake? Yeah, I looked. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. After I heard that single gunshot, I went home. Frick, I missed that.
Well, Nick?
It's a pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? I guess I should just start working on the contradictions.
Sorry. Wish I could be more helpful. Wish I could call my sister.
I missed the last one. The last one was the one that was most questionable since it was just one. So, you only heard one bang, correct? Yeah.
Well, Nick?
It's a pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it?
Blah, 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 blah.
This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in your statement, Your Honor. How exactly are... Let's try this. Nope, that's not it. It's definitely got something to do with that single gunshot. There you go. Found it. Law's description. Wait a sec, Larry. What? You only heard one bang? You sure? That's what I said. But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard two bangs. The old man just now said the same thing. They both heard two gunshots that night. Huh? Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said? Yo, Nick, please. Huh? You know something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? What? Mr. Butts. Yeah, what? You only heard one gunshot. Are you sure? Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Not sure? How could you not be sure? Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshots. I was, listening to something else. Something else? My radio, dude! With my headphones! What? Order! Order! And stop the booing! Who's booing? Who's booing? Mr. Butts. You were listening to the radio with your headphones? Yeah, so what? What, that a crime? Listen to my radio. Everybody listens to the radio. What's the big deal? Mr. Von Karma, your opinion. Waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue the testimony? Continue. Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Bah! Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio. Right, leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. What Larry heard. I had some lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? I was listening to it really booming loud, like... But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it, too. You were listening to your radio at a high volume? Yeah, what's the big problem? Can't a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea of what the problem here is. Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio. True enough, it is difficult to believe his testimony. Wait, Your Honor. Witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot. Excuse me? DJ? An announcer. The guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is, when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright. Can't believe I'm continuing this charade. what Larry heard. So, you turned on the radio. Right. I just wanted to hear someone's voice, you know? You don't know what it's like to be out there alone on Christmas Eve. Alone! I shouldn't have said anything. So I was listening to it. Do you by any chance remember the name of the program you were listening to? This has nothing to do with the case, Your Honor. Objection sustained. Witness was listening to the radio. That's all we need to know. Tell us, Mr. Butts, how loud was your radio set to that night? I was listening to it real booming loud, like... Real booming loud? Yeah, you know? And you had headphones on. Yep. Wouldn't think you could hear anything going on outside at all. I'm sure I heard you mention. Can you prove that? No. No, of course you can't. Nah, I can't prove it. I remember the moment real clear. I mean, while I was talking about it, it came back real clear to me, you know? I remember exactly. What did the DJ say? What did the DJ say? What did she say? Mr. Wright, please cease with these pointless questions. What possible good could knowing what radio DJ said do us? Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. Allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care. We should care. We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should. Why? Well, how do you know if we don't ask? Fine, very well. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot? Just when she said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," I heard the gunshot. Are you sure? Of course I am. She's had this real sexy voice. Maybe Von Karma was right. Not sure how that helped us at all. It's the most ludicrous testimony I ever heard. There's one gleaming ray of hope here. Gotta press it until we get to the bottom of what happened. Only blah 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 blah. Nope, that's not it. Dang it. Dang it, I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die! Why do I still have the metal detector? Up here we go. Larry, are you absolutely sure that what you're saying is correct? Huh? What's with the face? He looks scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare that easy. There's something the matter, Mr. Wright. Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," when he heard the gunshot. Indeed. And almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. So, do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case, yes. What contradicts the two testimonies we have heard so far, Your Honor? Both Miss Hart and the old man said it was after midnight when they heard the shots. In other words, when they heard the gunshots, it was already Christmas. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Why are you laughing at me? Order! Order! What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, the witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight. Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious. What? Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Butt's claim he heard the gunshot before midnight? Larry's right. Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard the gunshot before midnight. Intriguing. Well, I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim. Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight. Oh, yeah. Here you go. Look at this photograph. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m. Oh. But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honor, The real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Ah, correct. There was a loud noise in the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard the gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve. Indeed, it would seem that is the case. Then, where does that leave us? Ms. Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken? Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were two sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them. Why would this be? Don't be fooled, Judge. The camera was set to respond to loud noises. Yes. There is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why the witness would have sneezed triggered the camera. Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear! Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 p.m. was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any. Let's see. Let's present the map, see if that does anything. Mr. Wright, is this a smirk I see? Your Honor, sorry. Wasn't really sure about the evidence. Don't show us evidence. Can you prove that the loud noise is indeed a gunshot? Okay, how about pistol? This is my evidence. The murder weapon? Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard two gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That third shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. Order! Order! Well, that would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake. Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you? Why? Uh-oh, I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes. Ah! Well, what's wrong, Nick? I have it! I do? Huh? Remember the case with the Steel Samurai? Huh? Yeah, of course I remember. The murderer in the case had the same idea as the murderer in that case. What do you mean? Maya. Yeah? If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch, and I'm going to run with it. Right. I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch. Let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick. Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright. The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case. Huh? What do you mean, Mr. Wright? Tisk, tisk, tisk. So you finally realized the truth. There can be no other murderer than the Miles Edgeworth himself. Wrong, Von Karma. The man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting. Listen, okay. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, one boat was on the lake. That was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on the boat, and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat. I admit, it is hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 00:15. But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. The only way that Edgeworth could be innocent. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the two men in the boat are. Murderer. Edgeworth and the murderer. Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth. What? Are you serious? Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. I'm not sure what to make of all this. Ludicrous! Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then. The murderer's name? Right, it's... Oh, a lot of heart. I don't know. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. You don't know? Bah! Again, you waste my time. I don't know because he never told us. Oh! Wait a second! Wait a second! The caretaker is the murderer? Oh, that makes so much sense. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop. I think I skipped over it again. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. Caretaker of the boat shop, the old man. The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? What? There weren't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest the real crime scene of this crime is not on a boat? What? Well then, where did the murder take place? Show the judge where the murder really took place.
Oh, another door. The Explorer. Was it at the entrance? No. Was it at the food booth? No. Was it in the lake? No. Was it on this random shore all the way over here? No. Was it in the Jeep? No. It was here. Yay, we did it.
Here, of course. The boat shop where he lives. That way, he can meet with the victim without anyone seeing. Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime? Recall Larry's testimony if you will. That night, he was out on the lake in a boat, searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned a boat? The boat shop. Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honor.
Nick, are you sure about this?
Not really. I think if I start at the very beginning, I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat, and he became Robert Hammond. Then he got on the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake. Then, who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright? The boat shop caretaker. Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose. Wait a minute. Yes? Why would he shoot twice if he didn't need to hit anyone? Details. Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of exclamations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had fired twice. It's the first shot. To create a witness. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. Create a witness? The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot, and ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him. I see. Someone looking from the edge of the lake. It would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice to draw attention to the boat. Once he realized that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. Then he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body, and threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake. So quiet. He's still not talking. Have I wowed him? Is he shocked? Is he processing? Or is he debating on where to hang me? Bailiff! Bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker. Quickly! Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant Miles Edgeworth a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Ah, it's strange seeing him there. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said? Yes. Well, why did you go to the lake that night? What Wright has said was mostly correct. I can't breathe coffee! Ah! Astonishingly... Oh, actually. Yes. Several days ago I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. What was that? Who did the thing? He said he had something very important to discuss with me. Something important. I'm sorry. Can't say what it is. What it was. Your Honor, sir! Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. Of course he ran! Of course he ran! He ran the first murder that he was being committed of! You think he wouldn't run again? When he was this close to being in jail? Why did you even let him go home? You shouldn't let a witness go home until the end of the trial, in case there is something that needs to be questioned, and they decide to skip the country. Why did you let him go home? What? What should I do? Find him, quickly! We cannot allow him to get away. Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared. A search warrant has already been issued. It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I'll extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him. And I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned. December 27th, 1:22 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 2.
Hey, yeah, Nick! You did it!
Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict.
And what about Larry? That was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out.
Sure, once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so damn down to the wire all the time.
I know what you mean.
This is only the 4th case! You can't make an assumption that every... Well... yeah, all of them are down to the wire. The only one that wasn't was the first one.
Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients.
Hey, Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Did you say something?
Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax.
I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet. What do you mean? Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now. I don't know whether or not to tell you. Edgeworth? No. There's so little time left. I want to tell you, to get it off my chest, but... can't make up my mind. What is this about, Edgeworth? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. What? A crime you committed? A memory of a murder. Oh, is this the murder of your father? When you were trapped in the elevator and you witnessed it firsthand? How traumatizing is that? Watching your own parent die in front of you. And you just watched their decomposing body trapped inside of an elevator for hours with their slowly rotting body, and all you can do is watch as it happens, and the smell starts filling the enclosed area, and you're stuck with the murderer! It's not like the murderer left him there. The murderer was in there with him and could have killed the kid too! That is... oh, that's like worse than Batman, honestly. At the very least, maybe Edgeworth's mother is alive. I have no clue. But still, that is worse than Batman. Being trapped in an elevator for hours with the murderer and the dead, rotting corpse of your own parent that you just watched get killed by the murderer. Oh my gosh. I think the only reason why the guy didn't kill Edgeworth was so that, it wouldn't be obvious that was him, and people would start blaming the kid somehow or something like that. Make the kid testify and say, oh, my dad killed himself, or something like that. Oh, but that's terrible, man! No wonder Edgeworth is all gloomy.